Hey guys, this is just gonna be a short video. I don't really have much to say, and I've been bored, and uh, I've got stuff to upload, mostly like Let's Play stuff that I just haven't had time to upload. I mean, each video's like 10 minutes long, 500 to 700 megabytes. It takes a long time to upload, and I'm getting over being sick, which kind of sucks. Anyway, that's besides the point. It's not what I'm really here to talk about. I work at a retail store, and seeing as it's almost Christmas, I felt like I should get a text message right now. Blah, 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 blah. And that's not important. Anyway, back to the story. I work at a retail store. It's almost Christmas. It seems like the most unintelligent people crawl out from under their rock in the middle of the forest, buried beneath old rotten trailers, to come shop. And I swear, some of these people, I can't put it into words. Today, for example, this lady comes in, and I live in Tennessee, by the way. I was not born in Tennessee, but I live in Tennessee. My parents moved me here when I was younger, and this is now where I reside. It's boring, and there's lots of mountains and trees and hick people, and there is a lack of teeth among many of the residents. Anyway, so basically, this lady, she comes into the store. I'm not going to say where I work. Retail store. She comes into the store. She's riding one of those little electric scooter things, and she's going like 100 miles an hour around a curb, or around an aisle. And she comes up to me, and I'm just walking by, minding my own business. She says it like this, "Hey!" And I'm like, what was that? And then I look down, and there's this little, well, not little, she's really fat. This really fat lady on this little scooter, and she holds up a cordless telephone, and she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, That's a phone. She's like, "Does it take batteries?" And I'm like, "May I see it?" So she gives it to me, and I look at it. It's a cordless phone. I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, this takes batteries." So I hand it back. He's like, Does it come with the battery?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. It's rechargeable. It's a cordless phone. It needs it." So she asked me to open it up, and so I open it up, and I'm like, "Okay, here's the battery. This is what it looks like." And she's like, "Okay, well, my last one, it died." And I'm like, "Did you recharge it?" And she's like, "Well, yeah." I'm like, "Often?" And she's just like, she just went silent. And she's like, "How much is it?" I'm like, okay. So I scan it, and it's like $14.99. It's a really cheap phone. It's like, "This is $14.99, ma'am." And she's like, "$14.99? I want a $10 phone." And so I'm just like, really? Out of all the people that come into the store, I have to get this lady? So I go to the phone section, and she's like trailing behind me, like running me over, and I'm looking around, and this lady's like huge. She takes up like 80% of the aisle. She's so fat she doesn't wear shoes. She's dirty. She's smelly. She's just gross. Like, I don't have a problem with overweight people, but this lady took it to the next level. I mean, she was like the Megatron of fat people. So basically, I find a $10 phone, and I give it to her. I'm like, "Okay, this is a $10 phone. It's cordless. This is what you want." And I felt confident. And I was like, "Yes, another good deed. And so I gave it to the lady. She's like, yeah. I swear, when these facial expressions and the noises, she sounded just like that. She's like, this doesn't have caller ID. I'm like, it's a $10 phone. She's like, well, I need a phone that has caller ID. And so I'm like, okay, well, the only other phone we have that has caller ID that is under $20 is the $14.99 one. And so I give her that one. And she's just looking at it. And then her dentures fall out. And they're just kind of like hanging there. And I'm just like looking at the other phones. I look over and she's just like with her teeth like everywhere. And I'm just like, okay. And then I swear this lady went forever. And so she's like, she points to a corded phone and she says, well, what's that? I'm like, that's a corded phone. And she's like, what's the difference between this phone and that phone? I'm like, this has a cord, and this doesn't. And she just kind of, she looks at me like I'm an idiot. And she's like, well, does that one have caller ID? I'm like, yes. Yes, it does. She's like, well, why is that one more expensive than this one? I'm like, well, this one has more features. And then she's like, well, and that's it. She just shuts up and she drives off. And I'm just standing there. I'm like, okay. Lunch break.